Okay, y'all, we have our next run ready for you. We have Cavern of Dreams with Mouseshy. This is going to be fantastic. Take it away, Mouse. I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Hello, I am Mouse or Mouseshy. This is Cavern of Dreams. It's a little retro-style indie 3D collectathon platformer that was released late 2023, I believe. You play as Finn the baby dragon here, and the category we're going to be running is all eggs. We have to collect, which is like the main collectible. You got to collect all of Finn's egg siblings that were kidnapped. And joining me on commentary is the lovely Metroid Crime, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Metroid Crime. I love eggs. So, you know, this is a great run to be on comms for. It's also super adorable. I hope everyone enjoys.
All right, I will give a little countdown and we can start time on file select. So on go, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So in this game, it's very movement heavy, and Finn goes very, very fast, and he is hard to control when he gets going. Our main method of movement is basically going to be rolling. So at the beginning here, we don't have much. We unlock some abilities by collecting eggs. They'll give us more options. But right now, we're just going to collect our first egg over here. We do a little dialogue skip there by bouncing around the ledge weirdly. Normally the wall talks to you. It saves like maybe half a second. And now we're going to get a tail. Do you want to talk a little bit about what the tail lets us do, Crime?
Yeah, sure. Specifically, the person we just talked, first of all, I just want to mention the person who we just talked to is Sage, who will be going to get us, basically, whenever we get a new power upgrade, we're going to talk to them. But the tail attack lets us super bounce, which you can see here. Basically, holding jump while rolled up and then unrolling while rotating Flynn back so his nose is pointing up, and then attacking the floor causes Flynn to quickly bounce up really, really high.
And then we just skipped unlocking that door there by diving into the loading zone while jumping into it, which is handy.
Yeah, so basically, Finn's gonna do a bunch of like rolling attacks here, leading up to these like cutscene skips. Basically, some small mechanics here. After missing a tail attack, Flynn's roll gains an attack hitbox. And basically, while rolling in that attack state, simultaneously hitting and interacting with an object that triggers the cutscene will skip a cutscene, which is great for, you know, speedrunning. And the effects of a cutscene, basically like opening doors and such, it won't happen until after reloading the area.
Yeah, so like going in here will reload the area so that those doors are opened. If we had just gone straight to the doors that were opened by those cutscenes right after triggering the cutscene skip, they wouldn't be open yet. But since we had to go in here to collect an egg, it handily reloads the area for us. And then another thing with that, the kind of same thing the rolling attack state does for us is we can like break walls like I just did by rolling into it rather than having to stop and hit it with our tail, which is very handy. And I'm going to do a little puzzle here that we already know the answer to. And we will come back for that egg in a second. First, we're going to come over here and skip a puzzle by doing another super bounce. You'll see that a lot.
I love the super bounce. It's really cute. It's like a cute animation too.
It like feels like it's intentionally there, but the game never tells you about it. You just got to figure it out. And then you get to fight with the camera like any good N64 style game. All right, and then coming up here. So yeah, what's your favorite thing about eggs, Crime?
I really like egg yolks, personally.
Okay.
You know what else though? I really do like painting eggs too, and I see that all of these eggs are like painted.
Yeah, so lore-wise, actually Luna, the antagonist of this game, when she kidnapped Finn's egg siblings here, she painted all of them. So these are all, you know, she's like a troubled artist sort of character. We'll see her briefly in a little bit. And then coming up here, when we leave this area, we're going to be doing a little fancy jump. I think it saves a little bit of time, but it looks very fancy. You have to bounce over the wall, over the wall, off the wall, bottom of the water there, and that saves a few seconds because it avoids triggering some dialogue. And then we're doing another little cutscene skip here by collecting this collectible card as it triggers the area overview cutscene. Because normally you're supposed to enter this area, from this entrance, I should say. And now we are clipping up through this floor here to, or into the ceiling floor of the birdhouse to grab that egg. And then here, after we collect this egg, we're going to do a save quit to get back to the beginning of the game. And now would be a good time for Ufi if you want to read anything out.
I forgot how much I love Run. This is so cute. I'm just looking through this absolutely stacked schedule. We are in the middle of our indie block, which is just so great. After this, we have the Beastie Ball run, and we have that Bid War for our starter, which it looks like Blindit is in the lead currently. But, you know, Kitchit, I'm having a hard time with names, could potentially catch up. You know, we would just need about $11 to tie that Bid War. So maybe someone wants to get in a little dono and get our ostrich over our bandicoot.
All right, that sounds great. So when we talked to Sage just now, we got both wings and a horn. The horn gives us a little like dive attack, and the wings give us a glide ability, both of which are very handy, especially with glide. And also we briefly saw Luna there. She cackled at us and broke a bridge and then left.
Yeah, I really like Luna's design too.
Yeah.
She's like a bat, I guess?
Yeah, like a little purple bat. And we took a little unintended shortcut here to get to what is normally like the final area of the game. Like this is Luna's little hideout, gallery of nightmares castle. So every time we collect an egg in here, she's gonna have a little comment for us. And also the environment is just generally very ominous. If you look at Finn's face, he looks very sad. We'll see it eventually. And then could you talk a little bit about air swimming, Creme?
Yeah, sure. So basically here to get this egg, there's like a convenient chunk of like invisible water that enables us to skip a puzzle. If Finn leaves the water from the side while swimming downwards, he continues to swim in the air, which allows us to swim up into the sub area.
And now we are in the pits of despair.
What a name. So Finn can normally breathe underwater, but we're on a timer in this area, basically. This section here, is this called the Scritch Pit?
Yes, this is the Scritch Pit. These are Scritches. They have a neat bit of lore, which I can share later in a different area.
So the Scritch Pit here is navigated by diving straight down into the back, and then swimming back up in a spiral along the edge.
Yeah, they're all like kind of on like a set cycle, but if you're like even a little bit off with your movement getting there, it can throw things off and you get hit. And here you can see that this tile flipping game, I'm just this good. Like totally, this is totally random.
I've never seen anyone be this good at a tile flipping game. You are skilled, madam.
Thank you. No, it's the same every time. You get to memorize it.
Yeah, same solution every time.
So we need to hit 3 switches here. That was switch number 2. The last one, we get to go briefly say hi to Haha. I believe you have a little lore note on Haha.
Yes. If it wants to laugh alongside someone, but it's dangerously toxic skin means it rarely gets the chance. And Haha will kill you if you touch it. Its skin is dangerously toxic.
Yeah. I went when I was doing setup for another marathon. At some point, I went over there to touch it to see if anything would happen, and it did in fact knock Finn out. All right, but now that we've collected the egg here, the area is purged. Finn is happy again. There's little smiley faces in the background over there.
Yay!
And we get to leave the pits of despair. And Finn's happiness is unfortunately short-lived because he comes out here and remembers that he's in the Gallery of Nightmares. But we get to go see hi to Jacob. Jacob is really cool. He lives in the basement over here. He's blue and black, and he wiggles at you. There he is. He doesn't do
Oh.
anything. He just wiggles. If you touch him, he doesn't hurt you or anything. Just there. Hey, Jacob.
Hi, Jacob.
And then we're going to be collecting, coming up here, we're going to be collecting our first throwable item, if you want to talk about that bit, Crime.
So you have to be careful with throwable items, as they have to be recollected if you miss.
It's really easy to accidentally throw them because the throw button is the same as your tail attack button. And you use your tail a lot for movement, so it also like restricts your movement options a bit when you're holding something. So now after this cutscene, we'll be grabbing an egg over on the other side of the room there, and yeah. This egg in the middle here is actually fake. If you get too close to it, Luna pops out and goes, ha ha ha, you fell for my trap, and sends you to the sewers. We don't want to go to the sewers. That's a bad place. So we will not go near the middle there. And then after this, we go to a kind of a scary place with water and rural pools, which we can talk about in a moment.
I also really like that dialogue about, oh, you cheated, you must have known. It's like, yeah, we're speedrunners, obviously.
Yeah. All right, so here Luna has glued some eyeballs to the chests of these statues for some reason, and it's really freaking out poor Rattles in the middle here. So we need to spin the statues around so they are no longer staring at Rattles. Rattles does not want to be perceived, I understand. And the kind of scary part about this area is in the water here, you might see there's some whirlpools. If you fall in the water and get sucked down those whirlpools, it sends you to sewers. We don't want to go to sewers once again. And also those fish that are kind of circling around will knock you out into the water. So this is just generally a scary place to be.
Yeah, yeah.
But now that Rattles is no longer being stared at, he has graciously opened the gate for us. And we can go get the next egg. Yeah. Okay, and then here, this is the Waste of Eternity, I think it was. There's like it's like a sandstorm, and there's like some trees pointing different directions that I think you're supposed to follow to get to the egg, or you can just, know where the egg is. There it is.
Let's go.
And I think now is a good time if you have anything you want to read, Ophelia.
I have a couple things I would love to read out. First off, we have actually opened up a couple new incentives for y'all, and well, one of them is really awesome because it is for our upcoming Horizon Forbidden West run. And if we do that, if we are able to raise $200 towards this incentive, we get to see the Seika and Aloy kiss scene. So let's go lesbians.
Let's go lesbians.
Let's go lesbians. Please, I would love to see this. We also have a new milestone going. We have opened up our bonus game for Astrobot, which is absolutely fantastic. So if you're getting any of your donations in towards our Let's Go Lesbians kiss incentive, you're also putting it towards getting us a bonus run of Astrobot.
Sounds good value right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right, so now we're at... Oh, no, it's fine. Doing a little scenic route here. But yeah, who doesn't have like a lava-filled chamber and a roller coaster in their secret hideout?
You gotta have a roller coaster in your secret hideout.
I was going to say, if you don't have a lava-filled chamber, is it really a secret hideout?
I know. Your secret art gallery hideout, there's still a bunch of paintings everywhere. So now we are going to enter the Coils of Agony, where everything is snakes.
Oh, that's a great name for a snake-based area.
All right, so normally you gotta kind of navigate the spiral, and it's a bit of a pain, but thankfully we can skip like half of it with some super bounces. But yeah, and there's got these fire-breathing snakes here. The fire will knock you back if you get hit and knock you off the coils, which is sad times. So we're gonna try not to do that. Okay. And the water snakes, of course.
Of course.
Mm. And now that we've got the egg here, it kind of, once again, cleanses the area, and now the fire-breathing snakes are breathing bubbles. And then we're gonna go over here. And this is the last egg in the Gallery of Nightmares area. Also, I don't think we've explained, what was it? Fast gliding, if
Fast
you would like
gliding.
to. Yeah.
Yeah. So after swooping down during a glide, you basically have to alternate holding the roll button to interrupt the glide, and restarting it to glide faster and further. Doing this resets the vertical velocity while still keeping forward momentum, so you can still get a good amount of speed.
You'll see me do that basically whenever I have to glide a long distance. Oh, Luna made that one easy on purpose. That's nice of her. All right, now we finished the final area of the game, and we still have half the eggs to collect about. So let's keep going. We're gonna take this shortcut here to the inside of Mr. Carrington. Do you want to tell us about Mr. Carrington a bit?
Sure. So Mr. Carrington is actually a machine built for war by a forgotten race. He was abandoned after he refused to hurt anyone.
Yeah, and he's a bit grumpy. He's got like some, I don't know, ulcer situation going on with these red things here. Normally you're supposed to help him and cure him, but he's fine. He'll be fine. Don't worry about it. But we're going to save his friends here, including Pudding. Or sorry, Dumpling, not Pudding.
Cute.
I used to have a cat.
want it as a plushie.
Oh. Yeah.
So you said we're about half. We finished the thing, but we still have about half of our eggs to collect.
Yeah, because we're basically doing all the areas out of order because we're using super bounces to access what are supposed to be like one-way shortcuts.
Well,
the wrong way.
Given that, I have a question in the form of a donation from Polly, which asks, which is the better egg-laying mammal, the platypus or the echidna?
I mean, my favorite animal are beavers, and a platypus feels closer to a beaver, so I'm gonna go with that.
Okay. Prime?
Okay, listen, as a Sonic fan, I really like echidnas, so I think I'm gonna have to go with echidnas.
Oh, I'm not sure if we can be friends anymore.
Uh-oh.
All right, so I tilted Mr. Carrington there to, right now it's make my life harder, but it's gonna make it so that we can collect a different egg easier later. And then we had a little timer thing when I opened this chamber here to get to his heart. And there's a puzzle here. You're supposed to hit some switches in order, or you could just, super bounce. And now Finn's gonna take a little swim, a Finn swim. And so if you remember the Scritch pit, you may have noticed that there's Scritches here too, and the Scritch lore is these are Mr. Carrington's friends, and they scratch his back for him. And they have eyes for some reason. Everything has eyes.
Oh goodness, that's wacky.
And then this walkway's a little dangerous. I have gotten stuck, and had to quit a couple of times, getting stuck in the side there, but that didn't happen. So coming up here is the egg that we need to tilt the ship for. So if you remember that rolling attack state where if you hit the ground or with a tail attack, Finn's roll gains an attack hitbox, we use that to break this window so that we can break it while holding this medicine bottle here. And then since the ship is tilted, we can climb up the wing here and get up to here, where something smells good. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh.
It's fine. We got a bottle of medicine. I'll make everything better. See,
I love it when my
fine.
bottle of medicine turns back time to uncook an egg.
Yeah. All right, and then we're doing a big glide over here to get this kind of precarious egg at the end of the tail. The fun thing about this egg is if you're too far to the right when you collect it, that can happen, but also that can also happen while you're in the egg collect cutscene. And if it happens when you're in the egg collect cutscene, the death plane does not trigger, and so you just end up kind of stuck there below the death plane, and it's a bad time. And then we are almost done with Mr. Carrington. Just 2 more eggs here. One through here. So this might be a good time if you had anything short you wanted to say, Ophelia.
I actually just wanted to welcome in our raiders and welcome them in to Lifeline for Linear. We're a mutual aid marathon raising money for our fellow speedrunner LinearC, who recently became a single mother and has accrued a lot of unexpected debt as a result of the circumstances. So we are live from February 19th to the 23rd from approximately 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern every day with lots of incredibly fast speedruns that are sure to entertain. So for more information, type !LFL in chat.
Thank you. Okay, so we did another little save quit there. We are shortly going to be heading over to the Prismic Palace area, which is like kind of the snowy, icy area of the game. But first we're making a little detour back to Lost Leaf Lake, where we are going to, I don't know, I'm kind of hungry. Let's go. Actually, maybe I'm not that hungry. I've eaten recently. We'll just leave that there. And we go through this shortcut here. The shortcut that you're normally supposed to open from the other side. But, you know, we can just kind of bounce over it like that. And so right now, this area is in like a blizzard, and most of it is frozen up, and we can't access it because Luna stole Lady Opal's eggs. And Lady Opal is very unhappy about that, and as part of her upsetness, she has created a blizzard. She's having an Elsa moment. So before we can do much here, we need to find all of Lady Opal's eggs. You can kind of see her in the back right there. She's like an angry ice cube at the moment. Thankfully, there's only 3 eggs we need to collect.
So I didn't realize our enemy here, Luna, steals multiple people's eggs. Just goes around stealing eggs, like, from everyone?
Yeah. And she also, like, stole the fish food that we had to give to Shell Nerd earlier.
Oh man.
Yeah. You know, I'm feeling kind of hungry again. Oh, good, there's an egg. There's an apple here. That's convenient. So for some reason, there's, like, something called apple displacement, where if you, like, hit the apple out of a tree over in the other area, it'll show up in other areas, and there is extra convenient because we actually do need this for something coming up real quick here. But yes, Lady Opal is defrosting the area for us. And then we're gonna go see the Gobbler, ! Who wanted this apple. He loves apples. He even has apples for eyes.
That's excellent.
And then coming up here, we've got to go into the lore area. There was like I think like a Pandora box situation where there's a king. You open a box for some power, and I'm sorry. Sometimes if your super bounce timing is just slightly off and just starts breakdancing instead. But yeah, you open this box here and everything got frozen and bad. I don't know, I'm just here for an egg.
Yeah, there's some story stuff. As with most speedruns, you can go play the game yourself and check it out because it's very cool.
Honestly, even casually, this game is very story optional because most of the story is like in little like collectible cards that you pick up. So we are going to super bounce up onto this roof here to skip having to deal with the nasty ramp that you can kind of see over there with the urchins and the mushrooms to go into the observatory. And once again, we know the answer to this puzzle. I get on this button to the far side first because it takes longer to rotate around, so I have a little time to maneuver my camera to see what I'm doing. I think this one is my favorite egg design. Starry.
That one's really pretty.
It's really
Yeah.
pretty, yeah. I love how nostalgic this game feels, despite being released in like 2023. Like you can really tell that they really loved like
That's
this
exactly what
style
I
of
was thinking. I was
collectathon.
like, this is
Yeah.
very collectathon. The graphics are so on point. You're fighting with the camera just as you would with a classic game like this. I have been meaning to play this one since I first saw you run it, Mouse, and I just have not found the time.
It's a really cool game. All right, so we got this egg, and now we're going to do a really fancy bounce to skip a bunch of stuff by doing a horn attack off of this, and then at the peak here, big jump, we get to fast glide all the way over here to get this egg on the roof, where normally you have to do a bunch of stuff inside this palace. We basically get to skip doing anything in the palace. There's a whole like area in there where you have to flip switches and stuff to turn off traps and open gates and stuff. But we just don't have to deal with it because super bouncing, and also bouncing off the mushroom.
I love the little faces on all those stars.
Yeah. Oh, and now we get to meet Big Star. Do you want to talk about Big Star a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So Big Star flies up each night to light the night sky, but his tentacles have a bad habit of going numb. So basically, you'll see Mouse here basically giving him acupuncture, just basically stabbing him until he leaves.
Yeah, hours of relief, and you know he's got to go. You know his people need him.
Yeah, going back to his home planet, you know.
Yeah. In post game, you get a little bit like more like a free flight option, and you can fly up there, and he has a little dialogue for you if you find him.
That's great.
Yeah. All right. So now we're going to swim through these hoops here. This is the upcoming egg is the last one in this area. And then we just have a little bit of cleanup to do, and we're approaching the end of the run. So we're going to be opening up an area in kind of like the basement of the palace here. There's a bunch of like Porygon 2 looking things stuck to the wall. They shoot laser beams at you. Kind of a bad time. Normally you'd want to go up into like the upper levels of the palace to turn off both the laser beams and also drop some platforms to make this a little easier. Or you can just do some jumps.
They really do look like Porygon 2.
Yeah. They're using their hyper beams on you.
Yeah.
All right, so we're down to 3 eggs here. So we're just doing a little bit of cleanup. First up, we are going to be tackling the first obstacle of the game. You're supposed to come up here and beat the mighty wall when you first get your tail, but we kind of bypass that by taking a shortcut with a super bounce. But we're going to do that now. And we're going to see Luna one more time. Luna can actually like hit you during that cutscene, which is why I hugged the left. Which is very rude of her. So there isn't much new going on with these last few eggs, so maybe I could do some shout outs now. Thank you y'all for having me on. It's been really cool, really fun. Thank you Crime for doing commentary for me. It's been a big help.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And thank you to my partner for making me lunch in a few minutes, hopefully.
For lunch.
And thank you, Ophelia, for being such a lovely host.
I honestly, as soon as I was like, they told me I got to host for Cavern of Dreams, I was like, yes, I love this.
Yeah,
game.
I was really excited when I heard you were my host too, because you hosted my very first speedrun showcase I did for Attract Mode.
Yay.
I was about to say, I wasn't going to do the whole LinearCaters mention, but given that Linear is definitely a large part of LinearCaters, it is wonderful to have a bunch
Sorry
of
to interrupt,
here.
but time is coming up real quick once I touch this last egg here. And time.
GG.
Go, GG.
Yeah. That was Cavern of Dreams, all eggs. We got them. We got all 40 of them.
That's
we
a lot
counted
of egg.
40. All right, well, I mean, I did my shout outs. So, Crime, do you want to do any shout outs?
Just want to say thank you so much for having me on for this. This is such a great game. Everyone should go check it out.
Yeah.
And please keep tuning in for the rest of the event. Linear is great, and this is such a great cause. and it's so great to see all of you like in chat and you know, and behind the scenes supporting the event. It's really cool. That's all.
Thank y'all so much for that. That was fantastic. Everyone get up, stretch your muscles, do a little bit of self-care. We will be back in just a moment. Y'all, did you have a good time with that last run? Because I was so happy to host for Cavern of Dreams. That's one of my favorite games to see because it's just got such a classic feel to it. I love a good collectathon. We've had such a fantastic little indie block coming along here, and we still have at least one more amazing game in this indie block. We've got Beastie Ball coming up shortly, and y'all still have just the tiniest, and I want to say the tiniest amount of time to get in donations for our starter bid war. Now, again, I'm saying the tiniest amount of time. We are literally setting up right now, and we have to close that bid war as soon as we are ready to start that run. So get those donations in with exclamation point donate. I hope to see what y'all want. Everyone, I am looking through all of these wonderful incentives we've got. I'm still so hyped because we've got, anyone who knows me knows that I absolutely love the Horizon series. Zero Dawn was one of my favorite games when it first came out. Forbidden West, absolutely fantastic. And we have that Forbidden West Burning Shores run coming up, which it's a 100% run. So it's absolutely fantastic, but also for that incentive, we have the Seika and Aloy kiss scene, which is absolutely so great. Like, just, it's acted so amazingly. I would really love to see that choice. And I do also want to remind you, again, we are closing that incentive for our Beastie Ball bid war. So you have like a minute. 1 minute. That's all you've got. Please get those donations in. We want to know what starter we're going with. Let us know. I'm also looking at this schedule, y'all. Did you know that we had opened up a bonus game? So we have the ability to have Astrobot, the new awesome PlayStation game, Astrobot. Really awesome run. If y'all help us meet our milestone of $1,800, which we are not that far away from, we'll be able to get more of this marathon, y'all. Please, I really want to see more of this marathon. We are doing amazing, amazing work for LinearC. So let's get a little bit more. And who doesn't want a little bit more speed runs? I know I always live for a little bit more speed. Hope y'all are feeling snug and comfy, chat. I hope you maybe got a fantastic lunch. I hope that everybody is doing good, because I know that I have been. I've been enjoying this entire run. I do want to say I have a $10 donation from Anomaly that says, more than a game. Here's a little something to help build a great run. Build it. And I am really excited because we've got, starter bid wars are always so interesting. And it's just so interesting to see the two different starters. We've got an ostrich, we've got a bandicoot, we've got pros, we've got cons. I'm still rooting for Build It because Ebo Bird and a partner named Bongus. How can you not want to see a run with a partner named Bongus? That's what I need in my life. I have another donation, a $5 donation from Anomaly that says double down on Build It. Let's go. And I remembered to hit the add button this time. Thank you so much for those wonderful, wonderful donations. We really appreciate it. We'll be back in just a moment. We are almost ready for that run.